Hey, Facebook Live. Almost, oh hello. Almost been since Christmas, so since one of these. So let's hope I haven't forgotten how to do this. So I thought I'd do a little video about the old Yeovil marathon today. My first full marathon without doing a swim and a bike before it. So yeah, I just want to share a few thoughts on today's pain and let you know how it all went. But also as well share a story with you about one of my clients who answered a cry for help, and it's amongst one of the best stories I think I've ever heard, and verified by two or three other competitors who saw him actioning this cry for help. So anyway, I'll tell you about that in a bit. So anyway, so about the marathon, it was in Yeovil, and it was progressively hot through the day. Started at 9 AM and then ended up finishing around just after midday, which was the plan. But it was a bit hotter than perhaps I'd hope with this complexion anyway. But I seem to cope all right with the heat. I can't grumble about that. So the goal, and I signed up for this marathon about 8-9 weeks ago, with the goal actually to try and get the good for age slot for London. So London Marathon, you get this within your age group, you get this category given to you, time given to you based on your age group. So I thought, I quite fancy having a go at it. I don't really want to enter a ballot or anything like that. If I'm good enough, I'd like to have a go. So I thought, right, well, I'll have a go at this. And it's 3 hours and 5 minutes for someone my age, I think up to 40 years old. So anyway, my training this year is really focused on the half Ironman. So what I want to do in September is qualify for the World Championships again, so I can go next year to South Africa and compete with those guys at the World Championships. So my training is really geared towards that. And anyway, I just thought I'll throw this curveball to my coach and see what he thinks about this. And I said to him, look, do you think I can actually? Yeah, I think I can do this. So he said, well, look, we're going to carry on training for your triathlon. We're not going to mess about with that. And in fairness to him, like the training we've been doing this year has been fantastic. I've obviously built a great base up with my other coach, Will, who I worked with last year, but Dell this year. We've just moved things on a little bit different approach, which has been great as well. So. The marathon was really a bit of a sideshow, just to keep Dal on his toes. So I actually decided that we were going to do very, very little run training. So I think looking at run training, I think since January I've done a half marathon, which got PB in. I've done a 14-mile run, which I did as at the end of a half Ironman the other day, and I've done 1 hour 20 run, which I did 9 minutes running, 1 minute walking. So what I've been doing is just basically working on my aerobic efficiency, working on actually running at the pace I want to run at during the half Ironman. So that pace actually kind of correlated with me trying to get this good for age. So it worked out all right, somewhere between sort of 6:55 and 7:01 per mile for the whole duration. So the plan was, don't go too fast too early. I was going to run it with Darren Evans, who we had a great time. We haven't been able to run together in practice just because of like timings and stuff, but we were definitely going to run the race together today. So off we go. We knew exactly what we were going to do, like when we were going to have our nutrition, when we were going to do, or we had different plans for that, but when we were going to do that, also what we were going to do, pace wise. So we knew exactly what the pace was going to be for each mile. So it took us like 3 or 4 miles to make sure that we were on track. We were a little bit behind for the first 3 or 4 miles, but we definitely caught it up. And certainly at 4 miles, then we were on track. It started to get quite hot. First half marathon, cruising. Yeah, it was great, no worries. And then it got a bit hot around mile 13, 14, and I think I said to Darren, like Darren was just struggling a little bit. I said, "You're all right if I crack on?" And I sort of tried to I kept that pace up from about mile 16. And to be honest with you, everything was going really, really, really nicely. Got to mile 23, and then I was still on track. So I had 3.2 miles to go. All the nutrition had been done nicely, felt fine. Legs were killing. Mile 23, a little bit of an incline. Mind was willing, lungs were feeling great, and then the legs definitely hurt. So I think I finished up about 3:07. And I think I finished about 9th or 10th out of 250. So, you know, if you look at that, good result. But ultimately, I'm not really comparing myself to anybody else. I just want to try and get this time. So anyway, so that was that. I think it was 307. So 307 was quite nice. I think 4,000 calories burnt. So I've been working very hard on making sure I get them back in after the race. I've been having a very good effort on that. So ultimately, when I crossed the line, you know, I felt fine. You know, I was passing people through the race. Yeah, I felt pretty good about that. But ultimately, just missed out on that target, that 305. But when I think, you know, realistically, the training I've been doing has been really geared towards me feeling great after 3 events and improving the swim, bike, run element, and, you know, and that transition from those different events. So this was definitely not an event I trained specifically for, but it was good fun. Was it good fun? I don't know. Yeah, it feels like a good idea now. Since I've had a massage and started eating again and eating some real food. The chemical shitstorm that I consumed during the race. So that was that. And so ultimately I did fail, but I don't feel like a failure. I definitely feel like I put my best effort in. And like I spoke to Del on the way home, and he sort of said, you know, bloody hell, mate, you know, that's a fair effort. That's a great effort considering, you know, the training, the lack of running that we do. You know, we do a lot of strength training and a lot of work on the bike, and you know, and I feel very healthy as you know, in terms of you know, I don't have any injuries. So you know, I feel really good. So anyway, so thanks for that, Del. So that was that, and then Darren just came in a little bit later, and then Paul a little bit later again, and also I wanted to sort of give a congratulations to Kay, one of my clients who did a fantastic job out there today in her first marathon. I think finishing 6 minutes behind the lady in her category, so the winner of her category. So she was delighted, you know, first marathon, hard day out there. So yeah, well done to her, and also to Steve. Unbelievable story from Steve. So this is the cry for help, right? So about 11 miles into the race, there was a house that was being renovated, and this lady was hanging out her window of her house and shouted for help. And so obviously, naturally, Steve looks around. There's a couple of other guys around him who sort of like watched him, you know, go back and help her. So it turns out she's locked herself in her bathroom. So mid-marathon, Steve stops what he's doing, goes into her house, like says, what's wrong? Oh, I'm locked in my bathroom. The handle's fallen off, and I'm locked in here. So he goes into her house, up her stairs, realises that the house is being renovated. So actually, then there's no door handle. So she's like locked it, like there's no door handle. So he has to go into a couple of toolboxes, try and work out how to let her out. And you know, it spends about 7 to 10 minutes, he reckoned, in the house, going up and down the stairs, trying to work out how he's going to get this lady out of the house. She, like, some story around as the ringing the carpenter as well, so that was quite funny, to try and fix this door. Has a drink in the kitchen, and then carries on his run. You know, it sounds almost unbelievable, but a couple of guys, whilst I was sat outside the massage tent, actually came over and said, mate, what was that all about, going into that house when that lady cried for help? Unbelievable. Amazing story. I'm gonna do a video with him because it's just worthy of a video, I think. So that was. Hi, Erica. I was just talking about Kay, actually. Erica, she had a great race. So yeah, Erica's really good friends with Kay. So that was Steve. Absolute moment. I think he should get a Care in the Community award from Launceston Roadrunners for his efforts there. So that was the race. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to say. It was really painful. Good fun, you know, always a good challenge. Get yourself out of your comfort zone. Things that go through your head are incredible when you're under that much pressure. So it'll be a nice little restful week in terms of recovery. Hopefully, Dal, make sure you factor that in. And sort of recovery strategies fully in place to try and make sure we feel fit and strong, ready for the next triathlon. And no, Erica, you need to watch the video from the start. Not quite, nearly. So I think get everything back on track, ready for the next triathlon on July 2nd. So hopefully keep myself up the leaderboard on that triathlon as well. And so next week we're taking a group of clients to Namibia on a fitness holiday. So that's going to be great fun, and probably offer a little bit of chance for a little bit of less stress on the body again. So and we'll build again for the next race. So there we go. Anyway, hope I didn't bore you too much with that one, but that was just a little review of the marathon itself and the effort we went through there. I mean, like I said previously, having only done one marathon, I didn't really have an idea of when the pain was going to really start. So in my head, I thought maybe around 18, 20 miles. Actually, probably in reality, it didn't really start hurting until around 23 miles. And then it's that sort of derailed me a little bit. So anyway, 2 minutes off the pace for the good for age, which was a bit of a shame. But to be honest with you, I'm really happy with actually that performance. As I look back through the numbers and look at the pace and cadence and stuff like that, actually you can see I actually ran pretty well. So I'm happy as Larry with that. So we'll see. Next one, will I do another one? Yeah, I think I need to get that 3:05 under my belt, so I can get that place in London at some point. So yeah, that's it for now. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I should have some cool stuff for you to have a look at this week as well. Take care. Bye bye.